Freddy Krueger is one of the most iconic and disturbing figures in horror film history. He is a figure so engrossed in horror and cruelty that it's near impossible to humanize this demon. While most movie monsters will attempt to help the viewer to understand why this particular figure is driven to such cruelty, Freddy Krueger is the exact opposite. Like a game of cat and mouse, Freddy kills for the sheer love of it. One of the most terrifying aspects of Freddy is that his intentions are purposely made clear, wearing his viciousness with a smile. He enjoys the act of taking life and dragging out the torment, and a pursuer who kills for pleasure can't be reasoned with. Superficially, Freddy Krueger is a monster from a recurring nightmare. However, it soon becomes clear that when you die in your dreams, you die for real. Freddy will enter a person's dream and hunt them down, tormenting them all the while so as to savor every moment and ensure that they know he will win. Freddy's game began long before he escaped death and became a dream demon. The Springwood Slasher was a waking nightmare for the people of Elm Street, who feared for the safety of their children, as one by one they disappeared. This has led others to speculate, is Freddy Krueger, the dream demon, even real? Or is it a result of something far more plausible? Perhaps the failure to address and treat a tormented childhood. Perhaps the slasher really did die once and for all, but his work continues in the scarred minds of those who lived. Are the results of Freddy's work and his dream state appearance a wounded and tormented subconscious? Is the portrayal of his numerous deaths and appearances an analogy for treating this trauma, or repressing it once more, giving an alternative glimpse into the horror that can accumulate from distress and upheaval? Alternatively, what are the flashes of folklore and mythology that resonate from this creature? We can look into ancient civilizations and see examples of deities and spirits who held such power over dreams, such as the Phobeta, one of the Oneiroi from ancient Greek mythology, who was said to have been the embodiment of nightmares and would change his appearance to that of animals and monsters in the dreams of mortals. Or, more cruelly, the mare of Germanic and Slavic folklore, who reveled in tormenting mortals. The mare would sit, bounce and ride on the chest of the sleeping victim, causing nightmares. These figures can be seen in various forms worldwide, and came to be categorized as tricksters. The trickster is an archetype from Jungian psychology. While they are not posited definitively as good or evil, their behavior is mostly, if not always, in self-interest, and practices may well result in suffering for those around them, while the trickster themselves will remain unharmed and often better off. Furthermore, along the lines of mythology and an acknowledgement of his time as the Springwood Slasher, Freddy is a reflection of the stories told to children to make them behave. A figure who comes at night, or in this instance when asleep, who has a history of tormenting children and seeks to harm those unfortunate enough to catch his eye. Additionally, the means by which Freddy kills is also a reflection of the aforementioned archetype. While the trickster is not strictly depicted as a paranormal entity, in the instance of Freddy Krueger, this being has transcended death and reaches into the minds of those at their most vulnerable, leaving his victims almost helpless to his attacks. Anyone who knows of him will be in a constant state of belief that sleep is bad, sleep is dangerous, sleep is when he gets you. But even still, this horror and violation is not enough. A person's fears, desires, and lack of control must be brought into this game, as a means of torment, humiliation, and hopelessness. These afflictions and isolation bring no end of joy to this figure, and he seeks to continue his work. Now, whether Freddy Krueger is really a dream-infiltrating demon or the subconscious remains of untreated trauma, there is one never-ending reality. Freddy is already dead. And no matter how many times you may think you've won, the moment your eyes begin to get heavy, the nightmare starts all over again.